Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back to Christmas Crafting 2024. And today we're really going to crack on and start working in my own journal here. I've been doing quite a lot of work off camera on the other journal, the one I'm doing for the giveaway, which I think is pretty well nearly there. But so I thought really I'd want to do work on my journal now, see how we go. I haven't looked at it for a little while. And got quite a bit of room to expand in here, so expand I'm sure we will. So let's just have a look. Let's remind ourselves what we've got, what it looks like, and what needs to be done. So we've got the two signatures. I may still decide to swap them around, but I think I do like this with this. I do think that works for me. So let's just have a little flip through, see what we need to do, see what we've got. So this has to be attached. Okay, we've got to do something with that. So I've just got to decide how I'm going to do that. These are not things that have come naturally to me. Like that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to cut some of this off. This is a bit too much. So let's just dive in and make a start. So I don't know really which week we're on, because we were doing weeks 1 through to 10 with Dee Dee Farago. I just carried on the week numbers, but I'm just calling them part 1 and part 2 now, because I'm doing the Friday and Saturday. I'm doing it on Friday and Saturday, so I thought if I do part 1 and part 2, that's the Friday and Saturday thing, and we'll just do it week by week from there. So it looks like I've been doing Christmas for weeks and weeks, because I think we're on probably week 13 by now. But most of that was doing the challenge with Dee Dee. But we've kind of not gone our separate ways exactly, but I've gone off in my own direction and she's doing her own thing. And so I think that's going to work like that. I'm not going to do a tuck or anything because there isn't room really. I just wanted to cover that. Yeah, okay. And I think what I will do though, I will fold this. Let's get my little tray of glues just out the way so I can move this back a little bit, and then I can just fold up. Why don't I take this out, the signature? This is what the whole point of this was. Take this out of the binding, and then I can work on it properly. That was the whole idea of doing it this way. So I can do that, take it out, and then work on it more easily. So let's do that. So should I make it a tuck, or should I just... I think I will. You never know what little things you might have to tuck in. And I will just do a little... I'm wondering whether I should just fold this a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to fold this over a little bit to strengthen it. Just a tiny bit. Okay. I've got a number of things I might want to do today, but I doubt if we'll get to them all. Got a couple of things to show you. I wanted to just look at the journal before I started. Now I've lost my glue. Oh, there it is. In the pot that I just moved out of my way. Okay. Just going to do a little bit on there. It's an amazingly sunny day. I've had to close my blind. I haven't done that for a while. So literally, as I went to turn the camera on, this happens quite often, the sun just suddenly poured in through my window, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have to shut my blinds. Otherwise, it would just be making my desk far too bright. You wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. I wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing for that matter, because I'd have the sun in my eyes. And now, now I'm going to have a go. I might just use the little punch, actually. Just hopefully this will punch. Let's try and go in the middle. Yep. And now we can glue down the sides. We've just made a start. It's always good to make a start, isn't it? And you think, right, we're up and running. Oops. Okie dokie. So that's that. And I might do something here, I'm not sure yet, but at least we've got it attached. Oh, have I folded it in far enough? I think so, yeah. Okay. Right. Let's continue. Have a quick look. I know there's a couple of places that need some washi tape to reinforce the pages. Now, Edith Holden, that certainly does not need reinforcement. However, I'm not a big fan of the raggedy edge. I know many people are. I'm not one of them, so I'm going to have to trim it. I think if it had been at the bottom, I would have been okay with it. I don't like it at the top, and I really wanted it to be this way round. So that's my problem with the raggedy edge. Sorry, I've just moved my cup of tea out the way. I'm just going to have a quick sip. I had a bit of an early start this morning because I had an appointment at 9 o'clock. So that's early for me. These days, it's a challenge to be up and out by 9 o'clock. I haven't done a very good job there. I'm going to have to take that in a bit further. This trimmer does not like doing little tiny bits. I have to actually give it a little bit more to work with, otherwise it just eats it. Let's try. That's better. It's a nice clean edge now. Yeah, so I suddenly got hungry just a short while ago, and I thought I really need to go and have something. Cup of tea, and I made some little sponge fingers, blueberry sponge fingers for Arlo in the week a couple of days ago, because I had a recipe from a book that was suitable for feeding toddlers, little recipes for toddlers. I've been trying out different things, and I'm no baker. I don't bake. I mean, I don't bake. But I thought I will try these little sponge fingers just for him. And they're very nice, and now I'm eating them. Now I can't remember where this was supposed to go. Right, it was it there? One of these, wasn't it? Doesn't really matter. It can go in here. Okay, so we've got that. I can't remember. Oh, right, here we are. Here's some Italian book page. And it's almost falling apart. It's barely holding it together. So I need to reinforce that before it does completely separate. So cue washi tape. What shall we use? I quite like this. Yeah. Oh, turn it that way. It's going to be easier to deal with if I do it on its side. I'm going to have to add some extra glue because this is just Amazon washi tape and I don't really trust it. Nice though it is, very pretty, but I'm not sure that it's all that sticky. Right, okay, just stay calm, stay focused, and down. And hope it's somewhat in the middle. Okay, let's do the other side. Shall I use the same one? Yes, I think I will. Why not? Sometimes I use different ones on each side just because it's showing in a different spot, but you know, showing against different papers, but I think this one goes with anything that I've got in there. Yeah, it's got green back and front on it, so a splash of red is a good idea. Put this piece on. Just kind of hope it sort of marries up the other end, the other side. Now I really need a piece of, yep, got a bit of wet wipe to hand, luckily. And let's trim it off. And hopefully this will now fold nicely. Okay, looks about even both sides, that's good. There's a few little tears here and there. I'm wondering if I need to just do a little bit of something on a couple of these. Is that one okay? This one looks alright. There's just a little tear here. I'm just wondering whether to put a little bit of, another little bit of washi tape. Perhaps some of the washi tape I made. The faux washi. Or what does Rachel call it? Foshi. I've got mine in a little box here. And some of it I've pulled out from last year. I hadn't used hardly any of it. I used quite a lot of this bit. Some of these were last year's Foshi. I've been putting bits of this on some of my pockets from the challenge. That piece. And I'm going to take half an hour to choose a piece just to go on this little, I like that bit. Okay, maybe not. So I'm going to pop a little bit of that. I'd forgotten I had all this washi tape, or Foshi, I should say. So it was quite nice to rediscover and find I still had some Christmas tapes left. Oop. That's it, got it. Let's pop that on there. Yeah, that's quite nice. A bit gold and black. There. Alright, so now that can go back in my book. So that one I've just done a couple of little jobs on that needed to be done. Let's have a look at the other signature. Let's pull this one out, see if there's anything else that needs to happen. First I need another sip. I hate cold tea. Right, let's see what we've got in here. Anything that needs... I know I've got to do something here, but I've had an idea for that. We may get to that today. If not, we'll get to it next time. But yeah, so I know what I'm going to do there now. So that's all good. Right, so here's some music paper. And I think, although it's not falling apart as much as the Italian paper was, I still think it makes sense to reinforce it. Let's bring in the washi tapes again. So I've got this one. Because they're going vertically, some of these are very directional, very horizontal. Oh, what about that one? That's quite nice. And some of them are not so directional. Oh, that's also quite nice. Right, I'm going to go with these two, one on the back and one on the front. We're going to stop messing me about in the box now. Alright, let's do that. So these are a couple that are sort of got a black background, but I think that looks quite nice on the music. Right, let's try and fold this now. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put that back around there. Okay, so that's done. I don't know if I have any other little jobs to do. And then we've got this in the middle. Still not entirely sure quite what possessed me, but I just felt I wanted to put something from the Stamperia paper pad in here. I've just got to finish my tea, otherwise it'll get cold. Right, and I could always remove it if I don't like it. This makes a really lovely middle page anyway. And talking of which, because this was the Rachel paper I used, Roxy Creation should I say, I thought I'd show you the fabrics. I only bought a pack of 3. I didn't go too mad, but I also bought some of her coloured straw paper and some ephemera. Just make a pack up. Oh no, it's upside down now. So these are the fabrics that I got in my little set, and I suppose it's completely random. I don't think anybody gets the same set. So I've got this lovely I can't want to say page sheet. So it's lovely. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these yet. At the moment, I'm just enjoying them. I've got that one. I've got this one. Isn't that gorgeous? That's kind of asking to be cut up into journal cards, I think. Really lovely. Yeah, so I might do that. I don't know yet. As I say, I'm just enjoying the fabrics. And then I have this one. No, look. I thought that was quite funny when that came, because it's pretty much exactly this piece, isn't it? A bit more vibrant on the fabric, if you can see. So this is my middle page, or possibly middle page, with or without this. And then that's the fabric. When I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, I know that fabric. Well, that pattern, I got that. And it comes up beautifully on the fabrics. So yeah, I mean I just love this anyway, so happy to see that. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut them up just yet. I might have to hoard them for a little while. I know that's daft, but so be it. It is in our nature, isn't it, to some extent, to keep the pretty things, not want to cut them up or use them. I just thought I'd show you those. And then after the last video, the last Christmas video, when we were doing the belly band and all those snippets and things, I just thought I'd show you. There we go. I did a bit more on my belly band. I couldn't help myself. I added some gold down the sides because I had just had the white lace either side, and I just thought it needs more. So I've added this gold trim down the side, and I love it. Really love it now. So that, and of course I have made one not dissimilar to this for the giveaway journal. It's not the same. It's of course it's different, but in a similar style. And then I sat one afternoon. I don't know if I showed you the final snippet roll. I can't remember how far I got with it, but that's the snippet roll. This is the narrow piece, which I can cut up in whatever lengths to use to decorate. It's not very long, but I have a few other bits that I can use now. So I've got the leftover piece from when I made the belly band. So I've got that to use as a whatever to decorate something. And then I made a bunch of clusters. I had a lovely time. So just all different sizes, just taking slightly larger pieces of fabric because I've got lots of teeny snippets that I think I explained I'm going to use for my numbers or for my dates. So the snippets will just be 2 pieces of fabric together, or fabric and lace. So these are a bit bigger, and they can be used to, as I'm sure you know, to decorate anywhere really. Or they can be used, I think I have put a couple in the giveaway journal, and one of them I think I backed onto some cards so it can be used as a tuck, and the other one is just glued down. So you'll discover those, whoever wins it. So yeah, I've just done a few little clustery bits. This is a long one. I don't really know how I'm going to use them, but I just love making them, and we'll see how they turn out, or whether they get used, or whether I end up holding those as well. Because sometimes you make pretty things, as I just said, and then you don't want to use them, but I will try. Right, so what was that? That was that. Now, what are we going to do first? I think I'm going to pull the rest of this back in. Put this in, and let's just see where we want to start. When you've got a blank journal, it's like, what do I do first? There's so much to do. Do I start putting in the pockets? Do I start by decorating? I don't know. So I think, because I already know, because this journal is for me to use, I already know what we're going to be the first thing I'm going to be putting in here, because we are taking our granddaughter to a pantomime on the 30th of November, and that will pretty much be our first Christmas event, I think. So that'll be the first thing that I'm going to record in here, and that's quite. So we've got. Yes, so I want to put in. I definitely want a side tuck because I'm going to have tickets to put. I'm going to have lots of photographs. I hope we're taking her out for a meal in one of a restaurant that we know she really likes. So we're taking her to afterwards. So it's probably going to be pages of pictures and things to record. So I want to give myself some things to tuck things into. So I think the first thing I want is a side tuck here. And it's very dark, so it needs to be really brightened up. So I'm wondering about using that on something. I did pull in this when I was thinking what I was going to do. I did pull this in before, and I still like it. I'm going to try it as the base for the side tuck. So let's just trim off the oh no, it's upside down. Well, it's upside down for me. I know it's a normal way up for you guys. For anybody who's right-handed, I've got it upside down, of course. But I think those of you who are left-handed like me, you've been doing things back to front all your lives, haven't you? School, everybody be doing things one way, and I'd always have to do everything the opposite way. I remember learning to play tennis once when I was, I don't know, about 14 or something. And the whole class would be facing one way with their tennis rackets, and I'd have to face the other way, and I hated that. I hated feeling different. But so be it. But there's so many more people seem to be left-handed these days. Now, I'm not sure which way round I want this to be. I think it goes that way. Right, so how wide do I want my side tuck to be? Where's my bit of pretty gone? I've lost it already. Where'd I put it? Oh, I put it in the journal, didn't I? I left it in there. I just want to see how wide. So if I did this 3 inches, turn it up that way. I'm going to do 3 inches. Let's see how that will look. Is that too wide? I think that's a little wide, actually. Let's go 2 3/4. I go 2 3/4, and then I can always cut it down a bit more. And just got to measure the height of my page. Can't remember anything. It's 8 1/4. Okay, so I'll make that 8 and so make it 8. I'll make it 8 1/4. 8 1/4. I really love this paper. I'm not so keen on the back on this side, so I'm quite happy to use it where I'm only seeing one side of it. So then, I know I'm going to be covering some of it up, but that's what we do, isn't it? And actually, I'm not covering. I still see quite a bit of it. I'm going to round the 2 front corners. And I'm going to do my now I'll make sure I get this. I know these aren't necessarily the right way up. I just want to make sure I get my little thumb notch looking central as best I can. Okay, so it's that way, and that will go that way. I still think I've done it a little low, but oh well. I cannot centralise things. Save my life. I'm going to ink around it a little bit. So it's very different doing things, making your own journal that you know you're going to be working in yourself, because you kind of have an idea of what you want to, what things you want to use and how you'd use it. And you might use, I expect everybody would use a journal differently. And as this is the only journal I actually work in, it's kind of different making it. If you kind of you see what I mean. Right, yeah, I like that because it just cheers this page up. Alright, so I'm going to glue that on. Just going for it and sticking it in. Love it. Okay, so that's that in. And I'm wondering whether I should put my belly band in the other signature. And that's in and it's done. So I've got to... yeah, so I was going to do something specific here, but I've just realised it's not going to go very well with this. I might have to move things around a little bit. I better do that actually. Let's take this out, and we'll work on that next, and then you'll see what I mean. Because what I want to do something using this red straw paper that I've got from Rachel. But obviously that is not going to work next to my dyed paper. So I may need to move that to a bit further in. Let's move things around a little bit more. So I might just move that Florentine paper to there maybe. And then where that was, wherever that was, put that there. So let's put that there. That can go there. Yeah, I think that would work. And then I'm going to put a flip. That's my thought. It's not something I'm particularly confident with doing, but we have to do these things sometimes. Ooh, that goes nicely together. Well, we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. I'll move that out of the way. So my thought is, let's see if I can make it work, is to have a piece like this, sort of there, and that'll be a tuck. So then I fold that. Let's fold that. Where should we fold it at? Let's see how wide that needs to be. Oh, there's no centimetre. Oh, well, I can do centimetres, but I work more naturally in inches, so let's go with inches. So if we make that about 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Let's make it 2 1/2, roughly. it's not going to be exact. I want it to be big enough to actually tuck things in. And I might, let's see how strong this feels. Oh, it's quite strong paper. I think straw paper is quite strong, isn't it? So how wide have I made it? Well, in between the two, just under 2.5, that's fine. So if that goes there, that flips over to here. And then, where's the, so how far over do I want it to go? Not too far. I'm going to tear it down here, and then I should cover it, which will make it stronger as well. I've just got to try and make sure I'm straight. Me and straight are not best friends usually. So if I can just get my ruler as straight as I can. Let's go. I should probably use that T-square I was using the other day. Whoop. Now we're getting slippage. This was what happens. Right. Now we have that. And we don't need it to be the full height of the page. So I'm going to mark it there, and then I'm going to use my trimmer. I've definitely been a bit inspired by watching Carol Laws recently. She's been working on a Christmas journal, on a collaboration, and she fills her journal with flips and flaps and goodness knows what. And I thought, oh, I could do something like that on this spot here, but mine will be a much simpler affair. So what I want to do is use some of the papers from the kit that I didn't put in the journal, because I've got quite a few. So I thought I'd just use them to decorate this flip. Don't think I need too many of the writing ones. I put some of the writing paper on the other side, and I've just got to find an image that I like, which I'm going to use. I don't know whether I'll tear it or quite what I'll do. So that's a possibility. I quite like the hat. This is very pretty. Yeah, okay. I like that. I know there were some images that I liked, but I couldn't get them all in. Ooh, nice. Oh, that one's the same one twice. There's some here where I just didn't print the other size very well. So I think some of these are already in the book. That one's come up again. I think there's some repetitions here. Okay, so I think I might do this, one of these. Right. See which one looks the best. I'm just going to tear that off, and then we'll see how we go with that. Whether I could cut round this shape. I definitely couldn't tear around it. I'm not that good at tearing. You may have noticed that. Tearing's not my thing. I like it, I love the look of it, but I'm not very good at it. So I'm just seeing how it looks with this. Although it's not going to be opposite that, is it? No, it's not going to be opposite that. It's going to be opposite this. So that'll be all right. I quite like that as well, so I'm going to try tearing that too. And that hasn't got the fancy edge, fancy shape. Right, so I'm going to take 2 approaches to this. I'm going to cut around this shape and see how it looks, and then I'm going to tear roughly around on this one and see how that looks. Then I'll have options. Right, what about that piece? I think I prefer that. Move that up, I could put something across here. I think I'll ink it and see. Could have probably kept it a little bigger. I do have another one of these, don't I? I'm just wondering if I should have cut it a bit bigger, take up more of the space. I'm going to do that quickly, I think. I'm going to... Oh, it is upside down anyway. Yeah, I'm going to tear it out a bit bigger. I think I want it to take up a bit more of my page. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Right, yes, I definitely prefer that. So that's going to go on here. Let's just get that on now. I've had a thought as to how I might use that other piece. Don't know how it'll work out. We might have to get to that next time because I don't think I'll have time today. Right, let's put this on here. Right, that's lovely. And then we'll open that up. That's a little tuck spot, so we're going to put a little thumb notch there so we don't forget. Right. And then I want to put some, I mean you could, just wondering whether to leave this as it is, because I could put photographs on here. Might want to decorate this up a little bit. What can I put here? Anything else I can use? There's not really any obvious strips of things that you can use from in the kit. Oh, apart from, yes there is. Maybe there is. Maybe I could use, yeah, maybe I could put some Christmas trees down there, huh? That would look nice, wouldn't it? Right, so, should we do this ruler again? I should have waited till I did this before I did my thumb notch. As always, never quite do things in the right order. Do I like that piece, or would I rather have this piece with a bit more tree on it? I'm going to have this piece. I don't really want that red bit at the side. It looks a bit odd just on one side. So I'm going to go again, tear it again. I'm going to just keep the outside edge straight. I like the inside one a bit jaggedy, but this one I'm going to do straight. Just being contrary, really. And it is a bit easier to tear. Okay. Oh, got to shorten it a little as well. So I'll just take it in a touch from the top and the bottom. And we'll do a little ink. And I will have to just repunch. Repunch the thumb notch, won't I? Or cut it, I don't know. I have a feeling it won't punch somehow. I think we're going to use a bit of glue stick for this. Right, let's check I've got this the right way round. Yep. Put our pretty trees on. I love images of Christmas trees, and I really need to put this on straighter than that. Let's do it that way. Not as straight as I'd have liked. I'll pull this across. No, that's on now. So this will need a trim. Okay, so I've just trimmed it off a bit down the sides. Obviously I've got a little bit of, it's not quite straight along here, so I thought I'll just cover that up, why not? I've got a few bits of different green bits of trim here, and I've got this really narrow rickrack, and I thought, well, maybe I could just do a little bit of rickrack along that edge, because it will finish it off anyway. So I think that's what I want to do. I'm not good at edges that don't look right. So if I could cover that up a bit. And do run the other side. Like that. And let's just glue that down. And I'm going to have to be very careful not to glue it shut. Knowing me, it'll leak everywhere, but I'll have to leave it open and not close it until this is dried. Try and do just a delicate bead of glue along here as best I can. I think on this, as the rickrack is so narrow, it's probably easier to glue the paper rather than trying to get a line of glue along there. Right, there we are. Very nice. Try and do the same. Now you would never know it wasn't straight along that edge now, would you? I feel like I spend half my time covering up my mistakes. But that's what it's all about, really, when you're when handcrafting things, aren't you? Making things look nice, and so that people can't tell, can't see the joins, can't see where it wasn't perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world. Certainly in the crafting world, we don't do perfect, do we? We do pretty and good enough. Right. So actually, I can't feel at the moment. Can't feel any glue seepage, which is encouraging. So I'm just going to show you how it looks in the journal, and I'm probably going to want to decorate this outer edge too, but we might just try putting it in. So, oh, I've just realised, look at that. This goes with this really well. I hadn't even noticed that they were poinsettia, you know, how well that goes together. And it would have looked lovely right here, I think. But that's not what I made it for, so I think it'll still look fine right there. So let's do that. Let's glue it in. Oops, picking up stray bits of washi tape there. Okay. Nope. That's a tuck spot. Don't want that gluey. So just glue top and bottom. And I think I'm going to glue it along here too. Make sure it's firmly stuck to the page. I'm going to have to close it so I can see where the edge is. Make sure it's even top and bottom. Okay. And I think that will be fine. Close that there. And then I'll decide when I use it whether I'm going to cover this with any backing, whether I need to write on here or whether I need to put photographs. And I'm going to, I think, use a bit of my snippet roll, sort of to a decoration, but also as a kind of tab. How big does it need to be? That big? It's probably enough. I don't want it too heavy. Scissors, where are they? Here they are. I'm just trying to decide. That big or a bit bigger? Maybe a bit bigger. Just because it looks pretty. Might look prettier that way. Okay, there. Right, done. Let's use it. I'm just going to glue it right there. Yep. It's the right way around, isn't it? Yep. doesn't need to stick out very much. It's quite near the middle, so that's fine. I think that should be okay. Let's try putting it all back together and see how it looks. There it is. So put that there. That's going to go in like that. And we'll put it in the journal. I do quite like this, taking it out and putting it back in again business. Right, now let's see how it looks when you open it. So it goes like that. Right, and that's fine. And then that flips out. You can tuck something in here. Put some photographs and maybe add some writing space there, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Yep, happy with that. And then we've got our little tuck on the front here. And I know how I'm going to be using these first couple of pages, as I mentioned. So we'll see how it goes. Right, so I think that's all I'm going to have time for today. Time goes so quick when you're having fun. But we'll just keep working in this. I will start adding lace to the sides of the pages, I think, next. And start decorating it up and starting to add things like pockets and things next time. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.